The name of the film is Dayveon.
Dayveon is the name of the title character, the titular character, if you will, in the movie. And we have the young actor who plays Dayveon here. His name is Devin Blackman, right here. And we also have another actor in the film Dayveon. His name is Dontrell, right? Dontrell Bright. And we have the director of the film. His name is Aman Abbasi. And this is fascinating to me. This is the story of a young guy, a young man in Little Rock, Arkansas. Well, is it takes place in Little Rock? Is that right?
Actually takes a place in a town called Wrightsville. That's about 30 minutes outside of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yep.
And but what's fascinating here is the story of this kid in a small Arkansas town. But Aman, the director, is the son of Pakistani immigrants who settled in Arkansas, and he's directing a movie about young black kids in Arkansas, but he's Pakistani. It's interesting that you would do that.
Sure. As I was saying earlier, being a minority in a place like Arkansas sometimes gives you an interesting perspective, and oftentimes can allow you to relate with outsiders and sort of a disenfranchised population. So ultimately, I think it allowed me to empathize in a way that I could relate to my own past.
So you wrote this movie as well, right?
I co-wrote it with a good friend of mine, Stephen Renaud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us the story of Dayveon, and then tell us how this is the first movie that this young guy here, Devin, has ever done. Tell us how you found him.
Well, in fact, it's all of our cast's first movie. They're all non-actors,
Oh, really?
and it was a great casting process with John Williams and Carmen Leach. They searched wide and far to find our cast, which we're really happy and thrilled about. But the process of it coming together was it's about a young boy, Dayveon, who just lost his older brother, and through that he's looking for some form of brotherhood. And oftentimes gangs can provide that, a form of social acceptance. And this film focuses on that aspect of gangs. So in fact, oftentimes outside of the criminality, as so many people just sort of assume gangs have, there's a lot of camaraderie and brotherhood that's shown. So it's a film that tries to balance the youthfulness and playfulness of adolescence, as well as the being thrust into adulthood as you can be when you're faced with these weird gang life.
Devin, you played Dayveon. You have it's your first acting experience. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun while I was doing it too.
Did it? Were there things in it you could relate to? Do you have a is a gang? Are there gangs around where you live? And
Yeah, it's a lot of gangs where I live, but I try to stay out the way.
stay out of their way. Yeah, I think it's probably a smart thing. I try to stay out their way. Good. That's a good answer, whether it's true or not. What was it? So, what did you've never acted before? What did you find that? How did you find your way into doing it?
I mean, I just work hard and put my heart to it and put 100% in and did it.
Well, because that's my question for you. How do you direct an entire cast of first-timers? Because you think if you had some veteran actors in there, they could help with that. But you're dealing with everybody that this is their first time.
Well, honestly, there are some challenges, of course. But I think it was more beneficial to this project because so many of our cast can pull from their previous experiences within their own life. And when you watch this movie, you'll feel that sense of sincerity that's on screen. Mm-hmm. And we had a really rigorous rehearsal process where it was about 4 months of every day for about an hour or two a day where we'd just sit there and workshop the script. So it's not so much delivering the words on the page, but more so of the chemistry between the characters. So I think it was actually more beneficial than it was challenging, actually.
Dontrell, who do you play in the movie?
I play a brother figure, sort of, kind of towards Dayveon. I'm dating his sister, and I was real good friends with his brother before he passed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of interesting. It made both of our lives, you know, well, it made my life, made me turn my life around, you know, for the better. It turned into a regular citizen, hard-working, you know, blue-collar brother, and my job was to just kind of steer him in the right direction and make sure he don't fall into those same.
You're trying to keep him away from the gangs.
Absolutely. So I was just really just trying to, you know, guide his footsteps and make sure he don't fall into those same things that his brother fell into and what I fell into also.
Speaking of brothers, I have a question because I'm reading here in the bio. Your brother's involved also?
Well, I mean, he's a close sort of collaborator on a general sense. So he's not like specifically involved in the making of this movie per se, but we were just very close growing up in terms of he's a great painter and musician as well. So it's just a ton of feedback. So yeah, he's very helpful in that regard for sure.
Dontrell, did you have any personal experience like this to draw from while you were working on the movie?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, because it was, you know, as far as the acting part, it was more or less acting on my part. You understand what I'm saying? Mine was just kept reminding me to just kind of, you know, kind of be myself a little bit, and you know, because I believe in anything you do, whatever you build, and you know, you got to have some type of truth into it. Because if you don't, I think that it'll show on film, and people that know that it's acting. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just kind of stayed true to myself, and I kind of pulled from a lot of my experiences. Also, as you know, growing up as an inner city youth in Little Rock, Arkansas, and that's pretty much why.
It's hard to get out of, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So what about it now that both of you've done a movie? You're in Dayveon and you're here at the Sundance Film Festival. Pretty big deal. You have any thoughts of, hey, maybe I can go on and do some more acting? Or
Absolutely. Because I got a newfound respect for actors now that I see what they have to go through. It's a really strenuous
It's pretty
job.
hard.
Absolutely. But looking back on it, it was all worth it. Because it's just fun, just having a goal and reaching a goal. You know, I mean, watching everything come full circle now. Right now, it's kind of surreal to see all this thing come to light right now.
How about you, Devin? You want to do more acting?
Yes, I'm already taking acting theater classes at school, so I'm in it.
That's a good thing to do.
That's cool.
That's good. It's called Dayveon, directed by Aman Abbasi. A couple of the actors here, Devin Blackman and Dontrell Bright. I hope it's a big success for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right. Name of the movie is Dayveon, everybody.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.